Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, everyone. I hope all of us are in good condition. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Khairi from the class. In this occasion, I would like to talk about the implementation of independent curriculum at the Mover School, or in Indonesian, we call it Sekolah Penggerak. This project is case study in Kedung Banteng 2 Public Elementary School, Bakung District. This project is collaboration program with Mr. Wildan Irwahyudi from the class 2. Okay, next. Okay, in second slide, our research background are the first, education quality disparities. Education quality disparities is still a problem experienced in Indonesia. Indonesia has 34 provinces and 540 regencies or cities with different geographical, socioeconomic, and institutional capacities, and thus affecting the regional ability to implement education policies. The second, COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 pandemic has made the education in Indonesia even worse. In January 2020 until April 2021, for literacy, this learning loss is equivalent to 6 months of learning. As for arithmetic, learning loss is equivalent to 5 months of study. Third, independent curriculum. To restore post-pandemic learning, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology launched independent curriculum, or in Indonesia we call Kurikulum Merdeka. One of the programs launched by the Ministry of Education and Culture to support independent curriculum is Mover School Program, or we call Program Sekolah Penggerak. The Mover School Program aims to realize the vision of Indonesian education that is advanced, sovereign, independent, and has personality through the creation of students who adhere to Pancasila. The focus of the program is to be able to provide a holistic development of learning outcomes with include literacy, numeracy, and character, starting with superior human resource, especially for principal and teachers. And thus, the implementation of independent curriculum in Kedung Banteng 2 Elementary School is based on the degree of the Director General of Early Childhood Education, Basic Education, Secondary Education number 0301/C/HK 0.00/2022 concerning the establishment of educational units implementing the moving school program for batch 2. Therefore, researchers want to study on the implementation of the independent curriculum at Kedung Banteng 2 Public Elementary School, which is the moving school in Bakung District. And the next, our research purpose is to identify and obtain information about the implementation of the independent curriculum in the Mover School program at Kedung Banteng 2 Public Elementary School, Bakung District. There is our research purpose. Okay. To achieve the research objective, the following methodology was developed. First, interview. We conduct in-depth interview to work principal and teachers at Kedung Banteng 2 Public Elementary School to gain information about the implementation of independent curriculum. The second is observation. Observation is used to obtain data and information either in the form of numbers, writing, pictures, etc. as constraint evidence that can be analyzed further. And the last is uh, documentation. Documentation method is to gain information that comes from important records, either from institution or organization or from individuals. We developed this research instrument based on the book stage of implementation of the independent curriculum in education units published by the Ministry of Education and Cultural Education Standards Curriculum and Assessment Agency. The stage of implementing the independent curriculum in education units evaluate the level of rightness of educational units in implementing the independent curriculum for the elementary school level through 13 aspects, which are number one is edu educational unit operational curriculum design. Number two is designing the flow of learning objective. Number three is lesson planning and assessment. Number four is use and development of teaching tools. Number five is project planning for strengthening the profile of Pancasila student. The next is implementation of the profile Pancasila student strengthening project. Number seven is the implication of learning centered learning. Number eight is integrating of assessment in learning. Number nine is learning according to the learning stage of students. Sorry. Number 10 is collaborating between teachers for curriculum and learning purpose. Number 11 is collaborating with parents, family in learning. Number 12 is collaboration with the society, community, and industry. Number 13 is reflection, evaluation, and improvement of the quality of curriculum implementation. That's all for me. Next, my partner will tell you about the results of our results. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Ahmad Khairi. Now my turn. I will discuss about the result of research. This research result divided by two stages. They are planning stage and implementation stage. Number one is planning stage based on our paper UPT-SDN Bak Kedung Banteng to make curriculum document refers to curriculum signed from the district education office, which is adapted to the characteristic of the education unit. And around the June 20 and 22, the independent curriculum development team at SDN Kedung Banteng 2 invite facilitators from P4TK, PPKN, and IPS to facilitators the curriculum. And then when the school program started, it moved from the formation of learning committee, direct training from the Ministry of Education and Culture for 10 days, called IHT, to the implementation of workshop. The material presented still refers to the old CP. CP is learning outcomes in PSKP number 8 of 2022. And then the teacher first grade, fourth grade, and PJOK teacher. PJOK teacher is sport teacher, and the religious teacher education prepare to teach modules independently without modifying existing teaching modules. Although the teaching modules are made simple and adapted the characteristics of the education unit. According to the fourth grade teacher, compiling teaching modules is not easy because apart from the example of the independent teaching platform being inappropriate, the available source from books still use old CP, and the assessment plan prepared refers to the assessment guideline from the ministry. There are 2 guide books provided by the PSP facilitators. About the diagnostic assessment in the from observation and interview will be conducted during incidental teaching and learning activities if necessary. Assessment for teaching and learning activities, which include formative and summative assessment, are carried out based on guidelines, namely book assessment from the Ministry of Education of Culture. In the Pancasila Student Profile Training Module Development Project, or P5 atau P5, schools also form a project facilitator team consisting of grade 1 teachers, grade 4 teachers, sport teachers, and religion education teachers. The P5 theme choose is local wisdom with the topic of eating vegetables as a hobby. Number 2 is implementation stage. I will explain about it. Implementation stage divided by 6 points. There are P5, diagnostic assessment, teaching models, assessment as learning, assessment for learning, and collaborations. The Pancasila Student Profile Training Module project is carried out every week and on Saturday with 7 lessons per week. In the implementation of P5 module, students are invited to understand and implement the step in the module, starting from the introduction of the project theme, the action stage, and the reflection stage. According to the 4th grade teachers, the implementation of P5 module went smoothly. The participants educate and understand very well. To do this, 2 of the 19 participating students did not understand the project. And then the different learning that has been carried out at UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting to start from the implementation of diagnostic assessment to determine of the specific needs of each student. The diagnostic assessment in the form of a test refers to combined input Risk Platform or PMM. Grade 4 students are divided into two types of ability, namely the average ability of students and students who are strictly below the average. Implementation learning at the UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting 2 refers to achievement the lets learning in the start in CP or learning outcomes in SKAP number 33 of 2022. In the KPM process, students who can reach destination learning with good usually given enrichment in the form of theory level toler of or even the duty to be a peer tutor, and vice students who haven't capable reach destination learning will be given guidance special can be guided by a teacher on through peer tutors. About assessment as learning and assessment for learning is carried out during the learning process. In-book evaluation entered in column partial formative. Based on the result, localization last PSP works at rules lets about guidelines assessment, filling value on report results study or report card only use score summative. It means score formative only used for improving the learning process and not listed in the report card. Almost all aspect of the implementation stage of the independent curriculum at UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting 2 core have been carried out well. However, from the result of our interviews with the principal, UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting 2 has not collaborated with the outside parties or source from outside in the institution to support the successful implementation of the curriculum. The reason being that until the school did not need it. However, it is possible that one day we will cooperative if necessary. The conclusion is implementation of the independent curriculum has challenged even obstacle will, but the UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting 2 as a school mover could adapt to challenge and obstacles faced good strength planning and stage implementation. The biggest challenge in implementing the independent curriculum is the habituation of school culture to be more active and creative in the resource around the facilitate students in maximizing their potential naturally and developing the competencies needed by a student in facing the challenge of the times. The last conclusion is the difference from the result of this study is in the implementation of independent curriculum at UPT SD Negeri Kedung Banting 2 as the only driving force for school in Bagong district is the lack of participation of outside school. Okay, this is our presentation from our team. Thanks very much for the great attention and for your listening. Hopefully it can be beneficial for us, and we will finish our presentation with a quote. The quote is, "Nothing is possible. The word itself says, I am possible." Okay, let's say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.